Hey guys, off the top rope here, off the Mike Sports Network. Thanks for tuning in here. We're doing something a little bit different camera here, trying something different. But excited to do this. We're gonna have more content coming in, hopefully more Fast and Furious, and some of it live. But wanted to start off with this little video here because here's a conversation for you. The Rock. Um, the pros and cons of The Rock because I have made no secrets. I think Dwayne The Rock Johnson is incredible at what he has been able to build in his entire career, from his wrestling career to now in Hollywood, where he's making $88 million dollars a year. And it's really incredible what he has done. And the importance of what he has done in the last 2 years, specifically in creating drama and creating, you know, stuff that we've never seen before in wrestling, angles and stuff that we've never seen before in wrestling. But let's not get it twisted here. Um, there are a lot of drawbacks to The Rock in WWE. And one thing I want to talk about in particular is something that doesn't get talked about in wrestling enough. And that is the concept of kayfabe. Because I can understand that in 2025, wrestling it's a show. It's a television show. But what I don't like is that The Rock, the last 2 weeks, after significant parts of a story that he was starting, after SmackDown, with that bizarre I Want Your Soul thing with Cody, and then 8 days later, after John Cena turned fucking heel, Rock goes up there for 20 minutes and goes on and on and on about how this is almost like it's an acting job. And I'm like, Rock, as a guy who loves the business, and I know you do because you are what, third generation? You had the High Chief and then obviously Soul Man. You're a third generation. I think it's almost disrespectful to the people above you to, and I understand that he is Dwayne Johnson, the board member, but then don't do these press conferences. John Cena turned fucking heel. He walked up to the podium after in the post-event press conference, took the microphone, like one that I have here, off of its stand and dropped it on the thing and walked out. That was more impactful than Dwayne The Rock Johnson walking in there for 20 minutes and babbling on and on and on about how great wrestling is and, how this is an angle and this is an angle. Guys, these are what documentaries are for, not what these post-event press conferences are for, okay? If you're going to do an angle like that, sell it. Don't talk about it like it's some sort of novel concept or just like this twisted turn in a soap opera. Yes, we understand that, but sell it. John Cena turned fucking heel. Like, listen, I get it. You have to create some element of sports, but if anybody should know better than this, it should be The Rock. And it's one of the main reasons why I've really, I guess you could say, turned on him, because I get frustrated so often when I see bullshit, and I'll call it out. I do it regularly on AEW. A lot of what The Rock has done in the last 2 years is bullshit. And he's gotten away with it because it's been fucking entertaining. Because, as he says, he is the most electrifying man in all of entertainment. Everything he touches basically turns to gold. And I'm not dismissing that. But come on, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, back-to-back weeks where you have this intriguing angle and then you go immediately to Dwayne Johnson, the board member. Again, this is all about himself. This is a power grab. That's all that this is. And the positives, like the pros, are inevitable, are just obvious because, like, think about this. The Rock just literally could show up on television in the last 2 years in bad situations when they looked grim, turned it in chicken shit and it's chicken salad. He did that. And I give him credit for it. But then you almost kind of do damage when, like I said, a huge moment in professional wrestling history, he's a part of it, and he's going and talking to the press. Rock, this isn't like a fucking Hollywood movie. This is worldwide television. John Cena turning heel. Like, it's, if you're going to do these angles, either don't do these press conferences or don't do these press conferences or fucking sell the angle. Like, it drove me crazy seeing all of this stuff. And some people been going back and forth on my social media with people about this. And I'm just like, what are we talking about here, guys? Come on. It's just you have to understand like what is, good and what is bad. And there was good, a whole hell of a lot of good coming out of this thing because you now have the main event of WrestleMania, a match that I didn't initially want because I was like, oh, but they're going to do babyface, babyface. They turned John Cena heel. And then immediately, John Cena, by not even saying a word after that, had more impact than The Rock interacting with the press for, 15, 20 minutes. And people will say, well, Triple H talks about stuff after it. Guys, Triple H hasn't been an active performer since 2019, okay? He hasn't wrestled a match in 5-6 years. He's not coming back. The guy has a heart monitor on his chest. He's the head of creative. He can do that. Do I like that, maybe the way he talks about things? The difference is Rock is involved in something like this and is a board member. So in some ways, I guess you could say it's a conflict of interest, but this is just a really bizarre dynamic that I don't think has been talked about enough. And again, like I said, I have the utmost respect for what The Rock has done. I think he is incredibly entertaining, one of the most entertaining people alive, and maybe one of the most entertaining people of all time. But a lot of the stuff that he is engaged in specifically with, we're going to be talking about stuff like that documentary was kind of like, the censored version of what really happened. I guarantee you The Rock was not happy when Cody Rhodes basically won out and his story won out over him and Roman Reigns. But I'm telling you this, it'll be a hell of a story if we get to WrestleMania 42 and it actually happens. And we'll be talking about that here. I may have a video coming up here shortly on that as well. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.